Types of analysis. Pattern matching, sound familiar? Signature-based, right? We already covered this. Anomaly detection, policy-based, integrity-based, different ways of analyzing what's happening on your networks. Simple or complex? So what we talk about, I don't sign it. There's video of me being here, and there's plenty of things to show I was here. Yeah. Remember when we showed the attacks? We had the single attacks, we had the composite attacks. Same thing now. If it's a simple type of attack, it would be a simple pattern match, right? Remember we showed the ping of death. We talked about the ping of death, the land attack, right? Oh, we didn't expand on the land attack. What is the land attack? Ah, I get the deer in the headlights look. I found a recess in your memory where you can't pull it out yet. The land attack. It's where the source IP address and the destination IP address are the same. But where it breaks down at, because can we have the source address and the destination IP address the same? You sure?
Source and destination.
Can you ping the loop back?
Yes.
Ah, where it breaks down at source port and destination port also are the same. Now, can that happen? Can I go out the same port and come back in the same port? No. Well, this was with the ping of death, breaking everything, killing everything, was having lots of fun years and years ago. It was patched with Windows NT Service Pack 3. Remember that one come out, fixed a lot of these classical attacks we talk about and stuff like that. But guess what? About a year and a half ago, all your current versions of Windows were vulnerable to both the ping of death and the land attack. So you never forget about the old attacks, because what happens? People come in, they put in a patch, they put in an update, and they forget about the things they fixed in the previous. So they don't have good configuration management and control, obviously. This is why we keep talking about some of these classical attacks, because you still see software come out vulnerable to them. The best one, though, is we used to do an attack against Windows XP Service Pack 1 before Service Pack 2 come out, XML core services. Really cool attack, because what happens when you install Windows? It installs all these services for workstation, all these services for server. Well, one of those server services, XML core services, was vulnerable. So we used to exploit it. We had fun. I mean, we was exploiting it probably 2003, 2004, somewhere around there. Well, XP Service Pack 2 come out. Exploit didn't work anymore. Broke it. So, we had to come up with a new exploit. Of course, there's always plenty of vulnerabilities to find another one. All right? Well, not that long ago, everybody remember when XP Service Pack 3 came out? We updated XP Service Pack 3, and we started playing around testing, because as testers, you test everything, systematic process and methodology, repeatable process, right? And guess what? Service Pack 3 broke the fix for XML core services that we used to hack with Windows Service Pack 1 back in the early 2000s. And guess what else? They still haven't patched that one. That was still vulnerable, even with XP Service Pack 3.
Have you ever worked with any utilities like XP Lite, or any of those where they kind of like strip the components out?
To do a streamline. Mm-hmm. Yep.
What's your opinion of those utilities? Do they produce a safer install?
Oh yeah, you can strip the heck out of everything.
All those things that you wouldn't be able to fool around with on the control panel or whatever.
But now, do you remember the site I showed you, answers.work? Answers that work? Remember that site? Yeah. I think isn't a good answer there, so let's.
I got a lot of links.
Yeah, I know. Someday I'll put them all in some place, but I doubt it. I keep saying that, but maybe my nephew who's working on my website, he'll get it done. Right here. They had the ultimate troubleshooter. It will go into all your processes and services running on your machine. You pay for it if you want to keep it, but you can get the 15-day trial. Once you go through it, it'll tell you the services or processes that you can turn off. and it will allow you to boot your system much faster. And Mike, you remember the NASA guy that was in the class when you did the QFE way back when, and he, by the end of the week, had his XP laptop booting in a minute. Yeah. Remember when he was doing that, and he says, wow, look at this. Now me being old school, the dinosaur, right? Everybody keeps saying the dinosaur, old school, command line stuff. I like to go to the task list, look up a task, and read about it, and then see what the recommendation is for the task. And if I don't need it, I strip it out manually. But you can get the ultimate troubleshooter and do it too. It's different ways you can do it. And everything you remove, every service you remove and stop or disable or do anything with it, what have you done to your footprint of vulnerabilities? Shrink. You keep shrinking it, which is the goal. Pros of pattern matching. Low false positives, right? That type of thing. Con, it's useless if you got encryption. And if there's a variant of the attack, if there's not a pattern for it in the signatures, it's not going to match it. Anomaly, thresholds, must learn users' habits. Problem is what? The user habits always stay the same. Exactly. I mean, how many of you use hotkeys? How many of you are hotkey persons when you copy something, Control-C, Control-V? How many people are mice people? Right? They're going to go up, edit, copy, edit, all that type of stuff. How many people just right-click it, copy? Right? Users can do it all different ways. Do you always do Control-C, Control-V? Or do you sometimes right-click it, copy? You ever do it the old way, edit and go through that way? Not really? So it can detect variants, can detect more sophisticated attacks, but what? False positives. Because what it's doing is saying, this is how it normally is. I got a threshold. Anything that goes up above the threshold, why did it go up above the threshold? Alert. It went above the threshold, right? Those types of things. And of course, extensive learning curve has got to sit there and learn everything. You have that learn mode on the web application firewall we use today. So you can put it in learn mode and see what it starts telling you and the policy it derives for you. But I don't trust software. I guess it's because I've been a programmer, software engineer for 25 years. 25 years ago, we write code, what we do? We just want it to work. We want to go home. We don't want to see semicolons at 3 o'clock in the morning stopping us from compiling. Right? So we just kludged it together, whatever we could do to get it to run. We had no clue and didn't even care about a user sitting down trying to break it. Right? Which is why so much code's out there today with all these vulnerabilities in it. You got to make it work. Security is an afterthought. I want it to work and then go home. And plus, since software's 30 to 50 million lines of code in the Windows world, that's a lot of code. Policy-based. Monitors your policy. Protocols within your policy and say, do you follow your policy or something deviating from your policy? Tries to enumerate all possibles of your expected traffic. So it expects that TCP, knows you got TCP, monitors your policy. Yep, there's my TCP 80, there's my 25. Whoa, I got 110 in there. Shouldn't have 110. That's a deviant of policy. Alert, suspicious traffic. Kevin at Hotmail is accepted. Anonymous at Hotmail is not. Protocol's complicated and insecure. Too many protocols to track. Think about it. How many protocols we got out there? Yeah? Let's do a little thing just to see something live. Because you know me, I like to be on a computer more than I like to do slides. So, open up Wireshark. Edit preferences. Expand your protocols and start looking at all of them. To give you an idea how many protocols there are on the protocol tree. And I'm still going. Still going. I made it to the M's, the N's. Look at that. Look how many there are. That's a lot of protocols. So again, That's what makes this difficult to do. What about the ones that, excuse me, don't follow the RFC? Do we have to follow the RFC? Who's notorious for not following the RFC? Microsoft. So good. Let's do a little bit of a drill here so we remember. Review. TCP. If I have a SYN and a FIN packet, legal or illegal? Illegal, right? RFC says illegal packet if the packet hits a port that is open, do nothing. Huh? Port is closed. Reset. Yeah? Well, that's what the RFC says. Microsoft and others, or non-RFC people that don't follow the RFC, whether the port's open or closed, they'll reset. Okay? So if I scan a non-RFC conforming box with a SYN-FIN scan, what's going to be the result? All ports closed. It's going to come back and tell you all ports are closed. It's a good way to find out the operating system really quick. If you do a regular scan and you see you got port 135, 139 open, do a SYN-FIN scan to 139. If it does nothing, it's not Microsoft. If it resets, it's Microsoft or another box not following the RFC. Yeah, nice quick little way to determine it.